1 o'clock in the afternoon is where we're at. Pip's Plane Spotting Live is on the air. So glad you could join us today. I am Pip, and I'm at a new location on the west side of Salt Lake City International Airport, just directly in front of runway 34 left. And hopefully, we will get some good plane spotting action from the west side today. We're trying a new location and just wanted to see and try things different, keep things fresh for you. I hope that you can hear me just fine and that the wind isn't too bad. We've got a stiff northwest wind, so I'll try and block the wind so you can hear me a little bit better. But this is a pretty cool location. This is part of a nature trail that Salt Lake City International Airport has, which is really cool. And that it goes from the west side of the airport all the way to the east side and to South Temple, which is pretty cool. So glad you could join us today. I am Pip, and we should be expecting going over our heads in the next 5 minutes. We should be getting a Southwest flight from Long Beach, 1873. Uh, Actually, 1873 was the flight that took off if you were an early tune in. And then this one from Southwest is a 737 800 from Long Beach, which is just about to go right over our head. Pretty cool, the new angle that we got. I kind of personally like it. It's a great place to catch shots without much interference. I will also confess that I am sitting down right now. I brought myself a chair on the nature trail to sit down and get. Obviously, I'm out of people's ways, but this is a little more comfortable, especially with the cold conditions and the stiff north wind. But say hello. Glad that you could join us, and we will be here depending on battery life until 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so about 2 hours. And I think what I may do in the future, depending on what happens, uh, is do 2 hours at a time. Saying hello, it's Pip joining me on this Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thrilled to have you broadcasting live from Salt Lake City International Airport. And if you're just joining us, we're at a little bit different angle, and hopefully that should give you some good views, good plane spotting, and a nice clear vision. No parking garage or anything like that. So this is definitely a lot of fun, and we are thrilled to have you tuned in today. We'll be here for the next 2 hours. Can hear a little bit of a wind, stiff north wind today, but that's all right. So I'll try and block it as best I can, and then also get a mic muff. But I've got the mic right up to my face, so you should hear me just fine. If you have any questions about flight dispatching, aviation, or airports in general, I will do my best to answer them. So thrilled to have you here and joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, but make sure and like that video so we can get the word out that I'm out here and my aviation knowledge is here to stay. We're looking down the barrel of runway 34 left, and then off to our right is it concourses A and B, A in the foreground, and then you can see the edge of B as well. Last time we were here, we were looking at the east side. So this time we're looking at the west side from 1 to 3 p.m. today, Mountain Standard Time. And we should be seeing a few of the transatlantic arrivals go right over our head. Paris was early today, so we just missed out, landed about 15 minutes before we were on the air. But should see Delta's Amsterdam flight 53 land on an A330, and also Delta's London flight on an A330 as well land. Happy Sunday afternoon to you. I got my church in, so I'm good to go. And thank you for the like. Remember what we talked about on Friday? Tend to be a few more departures on the east side because typically ATC routes the eastern departures on the east side of the field, and mostly the west side will see western departures. So if you're going to California, Seattle, North Canada, and then of course across to Honolulu. Salt Lake International used to have a Pacific flight to Tokyo, but they stopped that. And I wonder if they're going to bring that back because that would be great for a lot of people, the missionaries, but also people who want to go and connect to Asia. If you know somebody who loves plane spotting, feel free to share the channel with them, and so we can grow and become more popular and be a part of the action. I mean, I can't think of a lot of plane spotters who stand outside in north winds and 40-degree weather. A lot of them I know like the warmer weather down in Los Angeles, but I am here in the elements with you to bring you awesome action, and maybe it's my own masochistic tendencies to be out here in the cold instead of waiting to the spring, but I couldn't wait any longer because I wanted to be a part and share my knowledge and awesome plane spotting with each one of you. Right over our heads, that was Delta 1221 from Minneapolis on a 737-900, and then right behind them, Delta 57 from Amsterdam within the next 5 minutes on an A330-300. And then behind them, you got West. Well, no, that's not quite right. Fooled me. Thought WestJet was going to land here, but I think they're headed to Calgary from Phoenix. So I personally really like this. Yeah, tools. I'm surprised I don't get more viewers either. I'm not. I don't want to sound too selfish, but I have not figured out why. I'm trying to figure out why, but thanks for your support regardless. It means a lot to me, and I'm already looking at trips down to Southern California. So hopefully in the next couple months we can get down on your suggestion and go to Van Nuys and maybe Santa Monica Airport, and then of course LA, and be there for a few days. So thanks for your support and the likes, of course. I really like your idea, tools, about going down to Van Nuys. I know it's super popular. I didn't get a chance to research, see if it's the busiest commercial airport or general aviation airport in the country, but I know it's definitely probably one of the top five. And when I get a second here, I will research that. It's a little bit slower here on the west side, so I have time to give you more facts and information. And if you have any questions, don't feel free, or feel free, that is, to ask. So thanks for your support. It's a nice sunny day. The inversion's not too bad, so you can definitely you can still see some mountains here, but I can hear the A330. It's about to go right over our head, so let's enjoy this. I will do that. I will definitely do that, tools. When you're so close to the airplane, it's so awesome to just kind of watch it glide right in. So that was the A330 on Delta 57 from Amsterdam. And getting ready to take off as Delta clears runway 34 left. Will be, you can follow along on Flight Radar too, or Flight Aware. But we've got Delta, or excuse me, Southwest 2085 headed to San Jose on a 737 800, 700. Thanks for tuning in. We started a little bit early because I didn't want to deal with the technical gremlins that we had the past couple times. And so far, it's been working pretty good. I've got the mic right up to my mouth here so you can hear me clearly. And trying to block that wind from the north. $20.85 off to San Jose. I wonder how many times they'll say to ATC, do you know the way to San Jose? San Jose is another airport in California that we could potentially do some live streaming on. They've got a nice parking garage just right across from the airport, and the weather is always great over there. So we may make a trip over there. I've thought about going to some of these smaller airports too, but I don't know if the traffic conversations regardless. Thanks for the like, the support. Glad you're tuning in. And where I'm at, if you are just tuning in, is actually it's a nature path, and I mentioned it earlier, but it's a nature path that goes all the way across Salt Lake City International Airport property, basically from the west side all the way. You can cross underneath the highway and get over to the east side. It's about a 2 mile to almost 3 mile path. That's pretty cool. So if you are ever in Salt Lake City and on a nicer day than this, I invite you to come check out the bike path, walking path, nature path, and you can get some good shots if you want to do photography or plane spotting and check it out. And if you're just tuning in, give me that old like button and subscribe. That's how we grow the channel and give me an opportunity to go to airports. In case you're wondering, Salt Lake City, the interesting thing about a lot of the West is you have the big cities and then you have nothing for 300 miles. So, for example, Boise's 350 miles away. Uh, Denver's about 550. If you drive, this is just driving. Las Vegas is 400. Bozeman up here, Yellowstone's about 400 miles away, and Jackson Hole is about 200, and I'll just call it 300 miles. So you're definitely, if you're outside the city, you're definitely in the wilderness. That is for sure. It's true, Tools. You're right. You're exactly right. Which is been down in Phoenix, but you were talking about $400-500 a night, and I was looking at going to Scottsdale. I was looking, obviously, going at Sky Harbor, but also Mesa. A lot of people don't know about Mesa Gateway, and it's a big Allegiant hub and a low cost hub for a lot of people on the east side of the valley. And I agree wholeheartedly, Tools. I think what I'm going to do, an idea is to make a list of the most desired some of the general aviation airports, because we can go to Scottsdale, we can go to Van Nuys, Santa Monica. Also, in Las Vegas, Henderson has a very busy general aviation traffic scene. And the other thing too is they are talking about building another airport in Las Vegas because of the landlocked situation they're in. And if you've ever flown from Vegas, you understand that. I have. Security can be long. Also, it takes a long time to get to your gate. And not to mention the runway constraints because it gets so hot there that they only have really one runway at a time to do departures on. And when you've got over 50 million people who traverse through Las Vegas Reed Airport every year, that's a problem. So I know they've already talked about building another airport, but that's 10 years down the road. Yeah, that's very true. Provo's an option, and Provo both has commercial and general aviation traffic because they're doing obviously uh, flight training, like you said, but also Provo has a corporate jet overhaul base, a company called Duncan Aviation. Southwest 737. Southwest 737 right over our head. Arriving from Sacramento. It's true. The students can certainly offer some entertaining moments, tools. Absolutely. All right. In the next 10 minutes, we should expect 2532 from Portland on an A321. Also, next up, Southwest 1849, 737 700 from Oakland in the next 10 minutes on our side of the airport. Meanwhile, on the east side, looks like they've routed, well, we might get Delta 1570 from Phoenix on a 737 800. And also, looks like on the east side, they're going to send JetBlue 6801 from Orlando, the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, I definitely want to get a variety of airports for sure. I I don't know if you've checked out my videos tools, but I've plane spotted at almost 50 airports, and you've got big airports and you've got smaller airports. I've been to everywhere from Fargo to Los Angeles to JFK to uh, smaller airports like Tulsa and XNA, St. Louis. So encourage you to check those videos out. But yes, students can offer some entertaining flying for sure. Just joining us today, we will be broadcasting here till about 3 o'clock, depending on how the battery holds up. But the good news is we had no technical gremlins today, and I was on the air early. We had the A330-900 arrive earlier from Paris, and also the A330 from Amsterdam. We're still waiting for London to arrive, and that'll be in the 2 o'clock hour. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Tools, absolutely. Variety is the spice of life. Just getting that word out is the other thing. So it all takes time, but I love doing this. I mean, this is honestly what I love doing and sharing with people and the knowledge. So yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Hope you're enjoying your Super Bowl Sunday. Can't forget about mentioning that. Games should be kicking off here in the next 2.5 hours. If you're watching from overseas, thank you for joining us. And I'm sure everybody will be tuned into the Super Bowl. It is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know a lot of people like Patrick Mahomes, but a lot of people from Philly, of course, like the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. So we'll see what happens in that. And I actually picked this time so that I wouldn't interrupt the Super Bowl. Delta 2875 from Portland on an A321. If you'd like to see some of the photo work I've done, you can go to Instagram on 23 Right Productions, and I'll do a better job of putting some of my photos on there. But you can also message me either way. A lot of people message me with dispatch questions on Instagram or comment on the YouTube videos, and I am here to help. I was actually just talking to a friend who works at Breeze Dispatch, Breeze Airways Dispatch, and they are staying very busy. They run both commercial operations, but they also do charter for college. So they stay very busy. Yeah, and tools. The other thing I was thinking about is, you know, I don't want to be on the air too long, and then people are just, dragging in. We want something to be a little more streamlined process and for a few hours and get back to work or do what they do. But I'm thinking like 2 hours in the morning or midday, and then 2 hours in the evening as the sun uh, obviously starts to become more prominent in the summertime. 1709, Southwest 1709, 737, 700. What do you guys think? What do you think about this new uh, spotting area to do live broadcasts? This is on the west side of the airport. No parking garage, just right short of the threshold of runway 34 left. Thanks for the like. Appreciate your support and tuning in. It's fun to have great aviation conversation and share Salt Lake City International Airport with you. Next 15 minutes, we will have a CRJ 200 and also Delta 2881 from Sacramento on an A220 300. We'll be here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll keep an eye out for that. See if we have any departures in the meantime. Well, thank you, Tool. I will take the advice. So, are you saying you like the parking garage better? These I do have it zoomed all the way out, just because so you can get more of the landing. But I thought I'd do a little bit different, like you said, variety, uniqueness. But let me know if you prefer the parking garage better or if you like this open view. So, or maybe I just need to zoom in. I just like getting as much of the arrival or departure as possible. Okay, so looking back at a study from a few years ago, Tools, you'll appreciate this. But as far as general aviation from 2017, the busiest, granted it's 5 years old, but Van Nuys Airport is number one. I'm sure Phoenix Deer Valley is probably close to that now. Denver Centennial Airport is next, and Long Beach and Ernest Love Field in Prescott, and Long Beach, Doherty Field, which is also a commercial airport. Some of the busiest general aviation. So there you go. But again, that's I'm study from a few years ago, but that makes sense in what we've been talking about. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just joining us, Pip here from the west side of Salt Lake City International Airport on a nature path, if you're wondering where I'm at. But we're looking straight down the barrel of runway 34 left. Thank you, Tools. I appreciate that. I will fine tune things. I must confess that I worked on a stationary view this time just for the sake of giving a different perspective and being able to sit instead of stand all the time. So what I may do next time is just get a little bit longer cord or maybe a mini table that I can place the laptop on and go from there. But I appreciate that. It is fun trying new things here at Salt Lake International Airport. I think for right now, just to keep an eye on the stream quality, that's kind of the route I was going. So that's why I'm doing the stationary, just so I can sit and have the laptop straight in front of me. But we will, of course, progress. I think another reason I picked today is, with it's $5 an hour, and so doing the setup and everything, we only broadcast for 2 hours, but the parking garage is $5 an hour. So I'm trying to save money today. But if you guys like it and we'll eventually donate, then we'll stay up there. Yeah, so I actually went Home Tools and checked it out, and you're right. I think what happened is I had the headset under my beanie, and so now today I have the headset over my beanie, so it's a little bit closer to my mouth. So, and there are no cars or anything around, so that helps with the audio too. Thanks so much for joining us, tuning in. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I've got some great live content that I'm just starting. This is our fourth time doing this. So thank you for being an early supporter. I don't have quite enough supporters to that you can donate to the channel, but I appreciate you tuning in nonetheless for free plane spotting and conversation. Getting ready to depart will be Alaska 679, headed to their main hub in Seattle on a 737-900. Again, we're waiting next 10 minutes for that CRJ 200 from Elko to arrive, and then also Delta 2300 from Sacramento. Delta 2881 coming in on a 22300 from Sacramento. Meanwhile, 15 minutes out, Delta 51 on an A330 300, Delta 51 from London scheduled to arrive. So stick around for the heavy. So I thought I I would do a little math for you and check out how busy Scottsdale Airport is. And right now, yesterday they had 70 arrivals for private jets for the Super Bowl. There's that CRJ at 200 coming in from Elko, Nevada. You know what? I have not yet seen the stream from Wellington, New Zealand. I will definitely have to check it out, Tools. That sounds like a great idea. I do want to go to New Zealand soon and check it out. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just joining me, we'll be here for another hour and a half. And we are here on the west side of Salt Lake City International Airport on a nature path, a different view. Thought I'd give you. Waiting for flight 57 from London, excuse me, 51 from London on an A330-300 from Delta. And we're also waiting on Sacramento, should be here in the next 3 minutes. Delta 2887 from Sacramento on an Airbus A330 or A220 300. Apologize, guys. Got to keep all these. It's so cold out here. My face is freezing. Got to keep all these models straight. tuning in. Give the old view a like. I think we got at least good technology, good view, good mic today. I'm going to give myself a like and reward myself with some leftover pizza in the fridge. It's the first time joining us. My name's Pip, and I am an aviation enthusiast. I am a former aviation employee who's headed back to school, and I was a flight dispatcher for both a regional and mainline airline. And now sharing aviation and knowledge is my passion. I hear the A220 in the distance, scheduled to arrive on runway 34 left. I will check it out, tools. That's definitely a good suggestion. So, Salt Lake is a Delta hub, and if you're a Delta fan, you're in heaven. But otherwise, there's not a ton of variety because they have a pretty dominating share of the market here. So, uh, we're definitely. I have a list of airports in my mind that will be headed to that have a lot more variety that I think you'll be pleased. Now, in the summertime, there's a little more variety as far as heavies because Salt Lake both has Euro wings that comes in the summertime, spring and summertime, and also KLM is a seasonal departure arrival from Amsterdam on the Dreamliner. In the summertime, there's a little more availability and variety. And you know, when you think of iconic plane spotting, all right, sounds good. Thanks, tools. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy lunch, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, Salt Lake doesn't come to mind when people think of plane spotting, but it actually is for availability of space to plane spot. It's pretty solid, but you have to come when the planes are on a north arrival, just like this A330 that's about to go over my head from London and land on 34 left. Smooth as silk. That was Delta Flight 57 from London. Just arriving on 34 left. Thanks for giving a like and supporting the channel. And if you're new, I invite you to subscribe so that you know when I will be broadcasting next. I put out a video typically the night before, and then another as a reminder of where we'll be broadcasting. And then a couple hours before, we go live, I send a quick video reminder that will show up in your subscribe feed as well. So just as a reminder to tune in and not forget, and also enjoy your Sunday afternoon with me. Next 15 minutes, as far as arrivals, we should see Delta 2278 from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and also Delta 3817 from Missoula in Montana. And if there's one place I would recommend going, it would be to Missoula. It's a beautiful valley, city in a valley that has about 60,000 people, but is home to the University of Montana and just some 60,000 people, but is home to the University of Montana and just rapidly growing. Also headed our way in the next half hour will be Delta 3515 from Kalispell, Glacier National Park on a 175, and 3626, Delta 3626 from Idaho Falls on a 175. Pip with you today, as I am always. Glad that you could join us. And feel free to like and subscribe, share with your friends, or ask a question. Where am I? What do I do? Where did I come from? Those types of questions. And I'll be glad to answer them as best I can. We'll be here for another hour, just over another hour or so. Hopefully the battery will hold up. But yeah, we'll be here for the next hour or so, bringing you some solid plane spotting action. View you're looking at, if you're just tuning in, is on the west side of Salt Lake City Airport. You can see on the right there concourses A and B, and then also runway 34 left straight ahead of us. Picked a different perspective, and I'm asking, now this is our fourth time doing this, do you like the new perspective? No, not from the parking garage where except the plane's flying right over your head, or do you prefer the parking garage? I'm sitting down today, obviously because it's a little cold, trying to stay warm, but pay close attention to the stream. So let me know what your thoughts are of this view. I know the Chicago Midway streamer has a similar view, and that seems to be pretty popular. But let me know what you think of this view, because usually I'll broadcast from the parking garage and a little different view from overhead. But join the conversation if you'd like, and we love having you. Getting ready to depart. Heading towards the end of the runway will be Southwest 1261, headed to Oakland on a 737-700. And then a little bit further away, looks like we've got Delta 2027, Salt Lake City to San Jose on an A220-300. Hi, everyone. It's Pip. Thanks for tuning in, joining in, and subscribing. Nothing like a quick taxi up to the runway and taking off to Oakland. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're looking at Southwest departure on a 737-700 headed to Oakland. If you're new to the channel and new to the broadcasts, this is my fourth time doing this, so thank you for tuning in. We'll make this a regular, and I'd like to let people know the night before of what we'll be doing, so you'll always have an idea of where we'll be and when we'll be broadcasting. So I got church in and headed straight over to the airport to broadcast live. Got an arrival here. Coming in hot. About to go straight over my head. United Express from Denver. Did not expect that one to come on the west side. Next up, 5 minutes away, we got Delta 2278 from Jackson Hole on an A319. Behind them is Delta 3817 from Missoula on a 175, and then also Delta 3515 from Kalispell, Montana on a 175. those will be landing in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I must confess I was a little lazy, so I've been sitting in a chair monitoring the stream and everything, going solo. So I'm working on buying a little table as well. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the broadcast. Encourage you to subscribe so that you'll know when we're broadcasting next.